actually, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too.
Hey!
Hifumi's been killed? Yeah.
I see.
Which is why you came to get us. Then we better go check it out. So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rushed out of the physics lab. But as soon as we were out of the physics lab...
Oh.
Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. It has disappeared. Hifumi's body? And now it's gone. It's gone. But right away, I noticed there was something very different here. The body is gone. Oh. Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? To a room that I cannot enter. This door is locked. It was not locked before. Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository.
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Yeah, who fucking unlocked it, huh? The 2 bodies that had disappeared were right there. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. And Yumi and Byakuya all had... Dorito! Huh? Ah! Oh, I ate it! I ate it! Dinner time! Oh, dinner time! Dorito! Ah! Ow, give me all the Doritos. Okay. Oh my god! This is great. Yes! There's definitely a lock on the door, but can only be locked from inside. Someone was in there. Someone was in here. Hero? Huh? Yeah, duh. Who else would I be? That's a good question.
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me. A note? Reenact. Let's see.
What happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And
Oh,
then
that's at
finally,
6 a.m.?
at 6
Wow.
a.m., they
That
moved
totally
into
looks
the
like a
murder
7.
phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment
It's
room,
angled, that's why.
and that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
Yeah.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, And when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up.
No wonder he, like, you know, came back to life by the tears and, like, said, Yasuhiro.
When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that
I got everything correct! Holy heck!
Behind it all is...
Thank you.
Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Her accent dropped.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah, we need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little longer. The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back, it's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in, at the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I made my way to the other side, just like Kyoko had said. There's a bunch of files and what looked like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. Before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? That's kind of weird. I could understand it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. You must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? What the fuck? A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over? And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. All the books are gone. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. What? The books are gone! Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. You can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... Huh? As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound? It's coming from the gym? What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. What?
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm
No.
holding